Farmer Briggs had seen Rusty dig up plenty of nonsense over the years. Bones, sticks, the occasional long-lost boot. But he'd never seen the dog freeze the way he did that morning. Rusty was behind the barn, paws flinging dirt like he'd struck treasure. Briggs was halfway through calling him off when Rusty stopped dead. Tail stiff, ears rigid, a low whine vibrating in his throat. Briggs walked over slowly. In the shallow hole lay an old, rusted dog collar, leather cracked, metal buckle half-rotted, a faded brass nameplate clinging to it by one last screw. Briggs crouched down. Something about it twisted his stomach. He hadn't owned a dog before Rusty, and no dog of his neighbors had gone missing in decades. He brushed off the nameplate with his thumb. The letters shone faintly beneath the dirt. Rusty. Briggs froze. His dog whined again, louder this time, and pressed himself against Briggs' leg, trembling like the collar held something alive inside it. This ain't right, Briggs whispered. He looked at Rusty, the living Rusty, who stared at the collar like it was a corpse. Briggs flipped the nameplate over. Another engraving. Found 1968, return if seen, but Rusty was only 6 years old. Briggs swallowed hard. Boy, what did you dig up? Rusty suddenly backed away, ears flat, tail tucked. Not the way a dog reacts to something unfamiliar, but the way one reacts to something remembered. Briggs lifted the collar. It was warm. Not from the sun, it was barely dawn. Not from the soil, the ground was cold and damp. Warm like a pulse. A faint vibration ran through it, like something tapping from the inside. Briggs dropped it instantly. The collar landed in the dirt with a soft thud, and then it moved. Just a twitch at first, then a tightening. Then the leather curled inward like a hand making a fist. Rusty barked, barking not in fear, but in warning. Briggs stepped back. Easy now. The collar uncurled, and the brass nameplate began to glow a soft, unnatural red. Before Briggs could blink, a cold breeze tore across the field, and a voice drifted from the tree line. Thin, tired, almost relieved. You found him. Briggs spun around. Rusty growled low, teeth bared, staring at a shadowy figure limping toward them. An old man, clothes from another era, eyes hollow but searching. Briggs' voice shook. Who are you? The man didn't answer. His gaze was locked on Rusty. Or, not Rusty, on the collar. He knelt, painfully slow, reaching out a trembling hand. He always comes home, sooner or later. Briggs stepped between them. Stay back, but the old man just smiled sadly. You can't keep what belongs to time. Rusty barked, frantic, panicked, trying to push Briggs away from the collar as the old man whispered. Come along now, boy. You've been gone long enough. The glowing collar slid across the dirt on its own, straight toward Rusty. Rusty whimpered, backed up, shook his head violently. No, Briggs breathed. He's my dog. The old man looked at him, for the first time, eyes sunken, grief-soaked, ancient. He was mine first. The collar stopped at Rusty's paws, and Rusty stopped fighting. He looked up at Briggs. One long, heartbreaking look. The kind of look that says, thank you and I'm sorry at the same time. Then he picked up the collar in his mouth. The old man's shadow stretched over them as he whispered, Come home, Rusty, and together. The dog in the shadow faded back toward the trees. Briggs stood alone in the cold morning wind, the hole in the ground still open, the dirt still fresh, and the farmhouse behind him suddenly felt much, much emptier.